here's the cat tower. I would say my overall experience with this was okay. I did have some difficulties with that piece right there. That was literally the only difficulty I had with this entire cat tower. I would say if it wasn't for that piece right there, I would give this probably a 4.5 out of 5 instead of a 3. But that piece right there makes this whole thing not really worth it, but I think it's an okay cat tower. It is very cute, I will admit. The colors are so adorable, especially if you like that this color scheme. The pink is cute on camera. It does look a little muted, I would say, but overall it is really cute, and I will get into why that thing is the bane of my existence. So as you can see, this thing right here is supposed to be right there. That's where it's supposed to be. If it was like that, it would be 20 times cuter. You know, it is freaking adorable like that, but sadly it can't make it work that way because of that guy. So we're just put it right here. It is fine, and this is completely fine with me for not having this here, just because I do own a bigger cat. I own a fat boy, and it's fine because this gives him more of a room to lay in if he wants to come up here. I have 2 cats. I have a more energetic one and a little fat lazy one, so I think this works okay. I would also say it looks a lot bigger online than it does in person. It's a little smaller in person, and I am 5 foot and it's barely taller than me, like maybe but like that much taller than me, so that kind of gives you a overall kind of what you think, you know. These are the instructions. Now let's get into the part that makes this cat tower not really worth it, and I think not worth the price point. So these are the instructions, right? So up to like this point, step 2 is everything worked out pretty well up to this point. Is when you start getting to this point is when you start running into problems, okay? Slash this point, also step 1. These 2 points are the parts where you're kind of having problems. This point, not many problems occur. So, first of all, these pieces, right? This piece right here, this piece right here, really difficult. This part is not the difficult part, is putting them in, is these screws right here, H5, and as you can see, H5 goes into these poles right here. Now, like this was like the holes where you're supposed to put these in were kind of crooked, and it's a tiny bit crooked, so you have to kind of force it in, and it leaves like that much of room for the screw to actually go into it, right? So I managed to make the hole a tiny bit bigger to get the screw in, and then to make it more secure, I added some E6000 glue to it to make it more secure, which definitely made it a lot more secure. Same with this side. I didn't really have a problem with that side that much, but this side also had that problem, which kind of scares me just because this is like the main support for that thing up there, but it should be okay. I glued it down and it seems pretty sturdy for the most part. Now with this one, which is literally the exact same assembly as that one, this one went by so fast. I had no problems with this one. The screws, no problems with the holes in this one, perfectly fine. It's super secure and like no problems, right? But this is the one where we ran into some problems, and this is the only one that really needed to be more secure in my opinion. I don't know if anyone else had this problem, but like the holes were screwed crookedly in, and so it made it very difficult to get the screws into this. Now if it was like, if I had more of these screws instead of these screws, like if those screws are taken out and we only had these ones, this would be so much more secure, in my opinion. Like, it would have been 10 times better, in my opinion. And now let's get into another problem we had with this particular piece. Is this screw right here, right? It's supposed to be this screw, if you can see right there. It's supposed to be that screw, but it did not fit. So what I mean by did not fit, it went through, but since this was kind of crooked, even if it wasn't crooked, I think we would still have problems, because like, so it, like when you stick it through the hole, it gives you like that much, like that much of screw out of the hole to fit into this, which first of all is not secure, and it didn't even go into this. Like, it had like that much of space before it actually reached like the screw-in part, which was like, nope. So instead we used this screw right here, which was supposed to be for this screw, which was supposed to be for this guy, but since we didn't use this one, we just put it in this one instead. We had to just use that one instead right there, which was okay since we have a bigger cat, so it doesn't need to be up here. And so instead we used this, the screw that's supposed to be in right there, we use it instead right there, which was, oh wait, right there, which was completely fine, and it's still pretty stable. I would say the base of this, if it was a tiny bit bigger and heavier, it would be 10 times better and way more stable. As you can see, it's not the most stable cat tower, but it's okay. For, I would say the price point versus the quality is meh. If you really like the design of this, then I would say go for it, but just know you may run into some of these problems I had. And yeah, overall it's pretty cute, just a little difficult to put together, and really needs just more of these parts.